Hey everybody, Sherman here, and today is the 3rd of June. Time flies, right? Um, well, this past 30 days has been very good. Has been quite excellent. 25% increase on the account. Um, so today is the time now is coming to 4 p.m. Singapore time, right? So well, the three charts that I've been focusing on, right? And any other charts that I look at are going to take these as my anchor chart. So if I'm looking at the dollar cat sell, see here, dollar cat sell, it means that I'm very wary. Let's use the word wary of trading pairs that go against my personal bias, right? Because I believe in correlation. Right? So if I sell the dollar cat, right, uh, I will be very careful of that means that indicates the dollar weakness. So I'll be very careful about selling Aussie dollar or selling pound dollar, right? If I think that the dollar is going to go down, then I'll be looking for the Aussie dollar to go up, for the pound dollar to go up, for the euro dollar to go up, etc. Okay, so if I think that this is going to go down, I think this should be going up, and I think this should be going up as well. Right. So this forecast was made way in advance, like over here on the 10th of May, right? So 10th of May, I decided the price was going to get to here, but before it got there, it would go up here, take out people's orders basically. So if people in the sell, they'll be stopped out. There'll be some kind of sideways movement like that, right? These are all sideways movements. These are sideways movements. Stuff like that, stuff that goes sideways. That it will go sideways, something like this until this point, and then you're gonna see the general direction from at this moment after it comes down would be to go sideways, meaning you don't break this top, and then it should go down. This is the bias. A sideways that moves to the upside, and then a downside will follow, and this should be quite strong. So it's been quite fantastic. I mean, wow! Just this alone was it's been so good. It's been such a good month, right? From May all the way till June, right? So you're looking at about let me see, I'd say about almost about 3 4 weeks for the whole move to play out. From the time that we actually see the move, it's actually the 11th May, and now it's almost 3rd June, so almost a month for the whole thing to play out, right? Okay, so that's great. Then next one we have this is also playing out as we speak. So as you can see, everything is playing out. So crazy months. So this was the bias at this point in time. Also the same, see, around May, and now we are now here in June. So if you let it mature all the way to the top, it's what it did because it broke the top. It didn't break the low, broke the top. So this is one. Let me see. Okay, so let me see. 1 second. Good annotation too. Okay, so okay, so what I have here is actually an A, B, and a C this way. So now that it's almost reaching the top, that means this B here is now actually on. So when I update my chart, this stuff will be over here actually. But when before it was before before it actually played out, so this is what it actually looked like, and it was over here. So at the point in time, I was not looking for this to go down, right? So you're looking for reasons for this to go to the upside. And all this is very in line with currency strength as well. So instead of just picking this bottom right over here, you wait for indications of currency strength of the dollar to weaken, then you intraday to the upside to break this top. Right? So basically, from this point, you're going to get up there, break this top. See, break this top. It either breaks when price is over here. When price is over here, it either break the top or you break the bottom. So now it break the top. So now the thing you need to keep in mind is since it has broken the top, right? Since it has broken the top, now we have this top and this bottom. So this price that we have now, is it going to break the top? Is it going to break the bottom? If you can predict that, if you can forecast that, your BMW should be around the corner, right? So try your very best, right? So right now we just wait. Right now, there's not much to do. It broke the top. But remember, I'm not about picking tops and bottoms, remember? So even though now I have this forecast that this might go down, but I'm not about picking tops and bottoms. Remember that. Remember, as this went up, it's not about, but this is a question mark. But you need some way to intraday trade this to the upside, remember? So you just buy it here, thinking that it's going to go up there. That's not the right way also, all right? In the forecasting, you can do that, but you need intraday trading in order to actually trade a forecast. Right? Very important, very important. And of course, we have the last one. Yeah, so for this come down and then for this to go up. So right now it's already breaking this point, this level here, this one. So how high will it go? This is really high, yeah. But the minimum is for this to actually go back to stop. After that, it can do anything. Right. Now I recall there was some forecast, some ideas of trading that involved this. So let me just show you things that are a little bit too premature. So we should not take talk of things that are too premature. You see this? This went up, came down, made a higher high over here. So when this happens, some people might say this is coming down here and then it go up again because it because price action closed above the previous high. And then this after a pullback is supposed to go up again. Now, while the idea is it's fair enough on certain time frames, but not necessarily so. Especially you must remember you're dealing with a daily time frame. So when you're wrong, can you imagine being wrong for for a couple of weeks, and then only to see it break the previous low over here, and then now you have lower lows. So this close below that. So are we going to say this is going to pull back here and then come down? So you see, that kind of thinking is not really correct. I've seen this talked about on by some people, not really correct as well. So it's better to always I would say look at targets unfulfilled, basically targets unfulfilled. So I would say like in this case here, I would say you must always think in terms of targets unfulfilled and also how to get people on the wrong side, right? So people who went in here who bought because it broke the top, wait for a pullback. Okay, you see, there's a few groups of people. Some people who believe in breaking the top. They believe in breaking the top. And then after they break the top, they just enter. And then, of course, they get stopped out somewhere here immediately. Right? And then when this one goes up, because there's a group of people who believe that after it breaks, it pulls back, they buy, and this is supposed to go up. Because this one broke the top, close above this previous high. And they believe this is the one supposed to go. Not too bad, but this is daily time frame. So that kind of thinking is not very good as well, right? Because the idea of fractal nature in the market is one thing, but the timing of these fractals are a very important topic as well. So like something as simple as this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means it goes like this. If this was on a 4-hour, and you see something as distinct as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 way, and then some double top like that, chances of this coming down here is extremely high. But if you have something like a 5 minute that looks like this, and you think that this is going to come back here like this, I can tell you not necessarily. This can always come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will just look like that forever. So the while they all may have the same look, but how often they actually obey, how often the whales actually obey certain biases is quite different. So even though, so the idea of saying it's fractal nature in the market also is not that true, to be honest, because while they may have the same look, the whales have different tendencies. Okay, they have different tendencies. They do act in different ways. Okay, I wonder how I can explain that. Or if I come across more examples, I explain it again. But anyway, this is a daily time frame. So on daily time frames, you can expect these levels to be quite strong. You might break, you might not. And the best way for this is, from a trading perspective, if you were somehow looking to trade up here, thinking this would have gone, right? Then at some point here, you just gotta exit the trade. That's what I would say. Because if you don't do that, and if this happens, then all the risks that one took here in order to buy it up, right? You just would have wasted it all. And it's just, this is not a 15-minute time frame. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 days of suffering that went nowhere, right? So when it gets to the top, if you took the risk, then of course you took the risk, fine, but then you know how to exit the trade. And then when it came back down over here, then that's when you put something like this. A, B, being a 3-wave, and then from here you're looking for the move to the outside. You know, because this is the type of moves that puts people on the wrong side. If you ever think of all the conventional styles of trading that's taught out there, right? This one made a lower low and it closed below. So when it pulls back, it's supposed to sell. Now this one to either pull back and go down, true, or what looked like a pullback in the end goes up and breaks this previous high. So whether it's a retrace or whether it's a move up, which is a move up to complement this one like this. See, this is an A, a B, and then a C, or whether this is a 1, 2, 3, this is sideways and then down. Well, they both have one thing in common: whether it shoots up like that or whether it pulls back like that, they both move to the upside. So it's actually a good trade to the upside. And then watch currency strength. Currency strength will give you a hint whether or not this is an impulse or not, right? So yeah, those 3 charts are really good for this 30 days, right? So what do we do now? So right now, let's go to let's see what we can do. Actually, there's really not much to do right now, honestly, because see, this is in severe right now. This is, I'm looking at pound dollar. Okay, so let me just go to 1 hour. Yeah, so we are almost there already. The minimum for this, what you must do is to go break this, and you're looking for a possible target to see all these places. Yeah. All these places are potential places where it can react violently, or it can react violently, or it just reacts like this and then it goes sideways. So, but I don't trade bounces. Right, I said bounces are not easy to trade. Right, I've seen people go into severe drawdown, like 700K drawdown, believing that each of these will bounce. Right, and when they don't bounce, then it's pretty terrible. Can you imagine trying to predict bounces like that and then suddenly see it go all the way to the top to this previous high? Yeah, it's pretty scary, right? So now that this this looks strong the upside. Oh, there's nothing much to do right now, but just stay the trend. And once it reaches this high, then we're going to decide what is it actually going to do, right? So you need a couple of waves. You need a couple of waves before we can decide what we can do. Minimum you need, of course, is 2. So right now, if we're thinking that this is going to go up there and reverse back down, well, guess what? Minimum you need is 2 waves. You need something like this. You need something like this. So you need something like this. You need something like this or that. You need something like this, something like this, something like this. And this one didn't break the low, but you were expecting it to do that actually. So this one just turned out to be something. This actually turned to be a quite a crazy B wave like that. Right? And then this one was the So an A here, a B here, and a C here. Now this one naturally will have to clear out all the orders before they actually die. So you can expect price to move in a way to get people stopped out, right? So this move in a way to get people stopped out, right? Basically, before it actually goes. So what I would want is for this to go up here. If there are a lot of orders over here and people actually sell, but then they sell, this one actually busts above, can you imagine people getting stopped out? When they get stopped out and you see indications of movement down, that is when places that involve great suffering is when there's a lot of money to be made, unfortunately, right? So places where there's a lot of conventional trading wisdom is when there's a lot of money to be made. So like at this point, it is thought that you see how it reacts over here. Even if it appears above, that's fine as well. So will it do that or will it do that? Either way, it's still a very good move to downside. That's for pound dollar. Then let's go back and look at the dollar CAD. Yeah, see, it's all reaching its important levels. Oh, being hit. So if you reach this level and say we want to continue selling downside, you better have very good reason and they know how to intraday trade this kind of very sharp moves, right? You need to know how to trade those. They are very low time frames. So likewise, when this one reaches here, what I would be hoping for then is I'll be hoping for something like this. Something very easy will be something like this. Something like this. The more sideways there is, even if it comes down here, you're still going to get an upside. Basically, that's it. So you need the how to say, for swing trading, you need more sideways. Now, this first wave up, this like you see this first wave down here before there was a second one and there's a third one here. Well, this one requires some kind. For me, I have my own. I have something that tells me that tells me that this bounce is happening, right? And if I don't want to pick the bottom, then I will of course use my algo to tell me that this is possibly happening. I may not pick this top, but I may pick it somewhere here, right? A shift in the currency strength. So of course, where I decide to exit is where I decide there could be a bounce. And then that's when maybe like this week, next week, this might be the move I'm looking for right now. But this will not be a swing trade because swing trade requires that, right? I've always emphasized you need a sideways here before. 1, 2, and 3. You need a sideways, right? This one is something else altogether. This first move up around this level over here. But don't take the bounce unless you need confirmation, right? So I could just go a little bit and then just drop. So very interesting point. So over here, know how to intraday trade the downside. And when you reach here, the upside could come. Okay. The same for the euro dollar. This is so. Oh, okay. So I have this updated as well. So this one, 1, 2, and then this 3 move up, right? So once you got this look, is this going to break this top? which I hope it does not, because this because if it goes up, it opens a whole new can of worms. You see, right? It means new things are being introduced in the market. So if it does not go and break this top, that means this is going to be quite easy. This would be easy. It seems quite incredible that the euro dollar can go from 1.12 to like 1.06. Seems crazy, right? Well, if you look at all this, you see like in over here. We just look at February around this period. Around this period, so 1.08 for a long time. Not that difficult. It can get there. It can get here if it wants. So I hope that what I want is for this to go up to here. Then what I want is something like you see all this. Yeah, sorry, it's time to celebrate. Okay, son, you see that? It's time to celebrate. Okay, so what you want is it's really broken this high, fine. All the trades all good and sexy. And then now you don't want this top to break. If it breaks, I have to re-examine the chart. If it does not, then you see any signs of here and then the sideways, see all this? Just take some and go. You say I want to enter here, and then from here you reach there. No, you cannot do that. Okay, you cannot do that. This one, fine. This one fell. See, it came here sideways, came down sideways. It reaches here, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. So you take the bulk of the move, you have to exit. Because why? Once it comes down to this level, anything can happen. Anything. We don't have sideways to support the down. So when it reaches a certain place, you got to know how to exit. Right? But again, this is the bias for now. Right? But don't just sell here, because that's not a trading strategy. That's luck. Right? A forecast requires intraday trading skills. Right? So I'll do some bonus charts since all the money is in the bank. I just look at other stuff. It's relaxed, feeling relaxed. Actually, it's so relaxed now that I just kind of strange, right? Kind of strange. All the tension, all the okay. What's this? So S&P is reaching all these levels over here. See? Important levels. Maybe I just put it down to candles. Yeah. All these important levels over here. All these important levels over there. So, all important levels. And this move down naturally seems strong. So you might think, hey, why not that? Why not that? But it will not be so easy. Since we know that it cannot be so easy, it has to, like if you look at stuff like here, it cannot be so easy. Always think in a more complex manner. It's just like, we see some I was going to use a girl as an example, but then let's forget about that. Let's just say we see let's say you and I are just rabbits. We see something delicious and we want to go eat it. It's just sitting there. It looks safe. We can just go eat that piece of cabbage. But it cannot be so simple. You know, it cannot be so simple. So like you see this sharp move, it's like here, and then here. So you thought this was going to go down, break this low, right? Because it's sharp. It should go and break this low, but then you entered here, and then suddenly like, hey, stop. We did not get stopped out. You kept it, but you kept your stop loss at the high. Then you got stopped out, and then you went down, and now you went down to hit the target. That's why it cannot be so easy. It has to move in a way to stop you out. Just remember that. Just so if you can think of how would this try to stop me out, and then you try to enter the places where you're gonna get stopped out. You got it, man. You got it. Okay. Think think of be more complex in the way we think sometimes. So likewise, but so likewise, right? If let's say we here, so we somewhere here, and then you exit. So let's say now we are over here, and now I say the same thing around here. You exit, but you don't just exit here and then you just buy it to the top because it's 50-50. You see, it's 50-50. You could just trail. We could just trail the lower time frame until you get stopped up. But if you take the buy, you don't forget it could be this, and then it could drop again, right? So this thing requires intraday trading skills again because it's ambiguous. The swings are not clear. The swings are not clear. It's just that when this is the top, it's a good. And this was so strong. This will at least give you some kind of move to the downside, not necessarily to break the low, right? So not necessarily. So you get a swing down. So what I would suggest when it comes to the low, and you see some kind of move to the upside, these are all good places to try to buy it up. And don't forget, and this one might go break this top, as we saw in the past, or it just holds there. This is a correction here, 1, 2, and then drop again, and then it breaks this low. It will move in a complex way to make sure that as many people are on the wrong side of the market as possible. Right? So, but just looking at this like this, and showing reference to the past, right? This one you're looking for the down. The down, we have to be clear. What kind of down? Again, like I said, not the downs that break the previous low, not the previous, because it's too clean. It's too clean. You see the strong. So it went up like this, it came down like this, it went up like this, it went high. So this one looks like this. So you're thinking 1, 2, 3 here. One pullback, this is a correction. Up, down, up again. And this one, all these moves, this one, nice three-way structure like that. We see a three-wave, it is a good thing. It generally means the moves in the market have been made and might be time to go. So if you get something like this, what would make this trade easy? Yeah. If you get a trade that looks like this, right? Like this. Good. So you get something like this. This is a good trade to take. And you hope for it to go. But don't forget, when this one does something like this, that, it can also come down here and then go up one more time. Can you do that? Yes, it can. Unfortunately. And then this one be 1, 2, 3. And then you draw this trend line and then you hope for this 2, 3. And because this took a long time, maybe this is the one that goes down and breaks this low. Hence the idea, the word time factored swings. That's where it comes from. The longer it spends swinging around like this, the longer it spends doing swings, the better it is for the next strong push. Right? If all it does is this and that, and you think this is going to happen, if it's an impulse, yes. If it's an impulse on a very low time frame, like the 5-minute charts like that, like this. This is like a 5-minute, yes, but on a this looks terrible. But on a like daily, you can't expect things like that, right? You can't really expect things like that. That's S&P. Looking for some move to the downside, some move, right? Not completely to break the low. Oil. What more is there to say about oil, man? So everybody let's stay the trend. Well, the trend is your friend until it ends. Like someone said that once before. It's your friend until it ends. So when it's over here, $17, and you could have stayed the trend. Well, it's gone. You're stuck, and now it's all fierce. The bulls will keep pushing until whoever was in the trend trying to sell, the account goes bust. They already trapped all those bulls, all those bears who were in the trend, right? The trend, looking for a trend would have made sense somewhere around, I would say, somewhere around here. Here, this is all good. See, good ones. This good trend. I agree. This is where it got a bit shaky, and then this one was dangerous already, because stuff like that could possibly be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very dangerous here to very dangerous, very dangerous. 1, 2, once you see a 5 ways like that, and this one now 5 ways can also be like this. The 5 ways can be extremely extended like that, but this one clearly it made that just even if it goes sideways and then down again, this is going to still go up. 100% sure. 100%. It's a time-packed swing. It took too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is the 5th wave. Somewhere at the previous lows. You go to the daily, see, you look at all these easy stuff. Easy. This is a daily chart. So you just extrapolate, bring it down here. See here? You're going to bounce. You did that before, so it is doing it again. You break the previous low before it moves up. So over here, sorry, my lines are there. I don't want to remove them, but basically it will break the previous low. This is the previous low. You'll break it before it moves up. And when it moves up, as you can see, people who were staying in trend, well, you waited around 4 years before you came back again. So if you're in the trend, well, you better take a loss. So I can say. All right. What else? Just at random. I'm just clicking charts at random. Yeah, this is a good one. Different providers have different levels for this move. But this was going to be upside, actually. I think there was one call on this for the upside on one of the charts that I did. But I didn't trade this at the upside, just looking at the stuff. But this was likely going to happen anyway. But I wish this didn't break the low. God, I wish it didn't break the low. A, B, and a slow C crawl down. That's possible. But in any case, at some point over here, you see, it depends on what this is. If this is this 1, 2, 3, if this was that, right? I tell you, then I would probably be looking for something like a move back down. If it reaches up somewhere up here, well, without breaking this high, that'd be a very good thing. Something like this. Even like this, well, this is a good sell. Like come down, break this low. That is possible. So there's some kind of downward move. And if this one just went up here like this, making this is a sideways and then this is down, well, this was a downward move, right? Okay, so meaning this one could be 1, 2, 3. This is a downward move. 1, 2, 3. This is a downward move too. So you have 1 downward move here, 2 downward moves in the general direction of you're looking for the down basically. So you're going to observe it very carefully when you reach just these levels over here, right? Like this level over here, on a swing perspective, not so keen anymore. All these, if you're going to trade all these, it's all on a very, very low time frame, right? And this is a weekly, weekly time frame. Let's go look at the dollar yen. Yeah, dollar yen was supposed to have an epic move, right? I posted it on one of my charts. So it looks pretty insane. Look at that. It's actually going up. God, oh man. So, but since there were other trades, since I'm looking for the dollar cat sell, of course I would not look at the dollar yen buy, right? But somehow surprisingly, I managed to pick the one that went against my bias of dollar weakness. So this one, maybe the dollar was weak, but the yen was even weaker. So that's why this is going up. But I mean, if the chart just wants me to be correct, what can I say? I mean, who's that guy, man? Who is this guy? Right. So dollar yen, huh? But again, I tell you now, don't believe. Now, okay, I do a very optimistic idea that this one would get up there. It's very optimistic. One, two, three. But I can see this move, like say around, let's say around. Let me see. This one could move somewhere around, like even up to here, not necessarily breaking its high. Around here, it could also collapse, meaning that this will be something like first wave, right? This is your second wave. If you see it come down and go sideways, come down and go sideways, you better believe this is coming down, all right? So even though I did draw a forecast that was so like, is this snapping move? But in my mind, I know this very high chance of happening as well. Very, very high chance. Okay. So yeah. If you're watching the video, if you follow my charts and as well you watch my videos, then you know that the latest things, what's actually happening and what I'm actually thinking about, right? So some charts that I post might be a month ago, right? And watching the video, it tells you immediately at this moment in time what I'm thinking about, because it's like chess. As it moves, as the chart moves, I will change my view accordingly as well. Right? Especially when the waves have not properly played out. Right? When the waves have not properly played out yet. Now, if chart was to do something like this, and this one goes up, cross, doesn't do any of the stuff the downside that I said, and goes up, breaks this high. Aha, this will be very interesting. Now it's like, oh, okay, this broke. And if it starts to come down to any levels, like it broke like here, so I know that these are strong, and I know that I cannot here. This one, if it comes down kind of to here, and I see anything up, this is a buy. Come down here, this is a buy, right? So it really depends on what price action does. Right now, it's just like a little worm. Just, it just did this, and then it came here, okay. But the major move requires stuff like that, right? Then you can go in those lots that just make your day, and just woo, okay, that'll be super for the account, right? Okay, so what else? Let's just look at one last chart, okay? Let's just look at maybe my wife's calling me, so I think I will end it off here. Okay, I did someone on the euro yen. I didn't take any trades on this, but looks like I did some. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Right. So this is interesting. Right. I did not trade this because I have my own. Currency strength is very important. That's why it's very important not to just pick a top. See here? Now, even though you see the B is there, but saying that this is coming down and this is 1, 2, 3, and then this is down, and you just pick a top, in order for it to turn, the count will go bust. So you cannot do that, right? So a forecast requires intraday trading skills. Always remember that. Right? And you also have to monitor what the currency strength. What will make this a good sell would be if this, so you see as this is going up, you see all this 1, 2, see all this up, down, up. If this one starts to come from here, from let's say around this level, it started to show signs of downside, any kind of pullback like this, it's all this sideways, these are all good sells. So if someone was very eager, just sell here at the top, then I want to tell you that that's not right. You should not do that, right? It doesn't work. That's not work. It might look easy on hindsight, like you just fit this Fibonacci retracement like here 6-1 and then you buy, but over the period of time you probably end up losing actually. Okay. So this chart does require some work. Let me see what this is actually. So we can actually see what's going on. Just see what's going on. It's still all down actually. Let me go to weekly. Still down. Okay. This is definitely some kind of yen weakness that we have. Looks like yen weakness, to be honest. And also, just because this is strong does not mean that we buy for the strength to continue. Because if this is a strong move up, right? What can happen? Crawl all the way to the bottom. And then another strong move up, making like a one, two, three. And although this looked very slow to the bottom, but guess what? The bias is down, not up. So it came down in a very slow manner before it shot up in a very fast manner, right? So uh, and this is strong, but does not mean that you buy because this can always pull back very slowly, right? If you have bought this up, maybe you made let's say $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, in a very short amount in let's say 1, 2, 3 weeks. Maybe you made 10K in 3 weeks. This one, maybe you make 10K in 6 weeks, double the time, right? So this one you make 10K in, but this one maybe you make 10K in 6 weeks, but still the direction is down. Okay. So ABC. This looks like this could be the end over here. So possible. This is very, very strong. So I'm thinking possible. What's possible is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Like for example, let me just show you this. See this one? This W and this X. See one. Then what did we get? Did we continue? No. We pull back to exactly where I said this was going to be. If you thought this was going to continue the trend down, guess what? It goes up in a way to fuck you and me, right? If we just keep thinking that it's so easy, it has to move in a way that is a little bit conniving in order to take money from people. Always remember that, right? So, okay, so the smarter we all are, the less we will get. We will the more informed we will be, right? The more informed we will be, and then we don't just go around saying this makes money, that makes money. You know it. We know it doesn't make money. It's not so easy, right? You have to really be in this market for many years, 10 years, I would say, before you can really. Uh, even some maybe 10 years not enough. I would say 10 years plus. There's still other things involved. You know, the methods of trading are always evolving. But anyway, um, 1, 2, 3. So it's a strong move. Always remember after a strong move comes sideways, then probably looking for that one. Very premature because in swing trading always you need always this, right? So now all we have is that. So what if it just does straight up? Nothing you can do because it's just one straight line, just one swing. Okay? So we just have to wait. But right now, really, I'm thinking you want something like this sideways. That would be perfect for this one. And then of course when it does this, then of course here I'm looking for that. Not because it closed above the previous high, and then this is going to go. Not that. Okay. For this to happen, all right. For those who believe it closed above, and then it is going to go. Okay, it has to do consolidation. Then from here, if it breaks out, pulls back, this one you can try to take. This whole thing comes upside. Let me show you this one over here. Something like this one. Okay, so you see here, you see this, and then it breaks. This is not the most, this is not the best, but if you break the smaller one, it becomes a bigger one. And then of course, this is a really time frame. It's not so easy to trade that. I mean, if you do this and then you kept it there, it's also wrong. Right? Intraday trading, you don't want to keep this shit like that. And then you're going to be trapped here for how long? It's in profit, but you also know what the swap is going to be. Are we losing money on swap as well? Doesn't matter if you're trading very small common account that's really large. And the swap, you could be paying thousands in swap for. It depends whatever whatever stuff, whatever instrument we're trading. Yeah? So just bear in mind that if you're going to trade this one and then it goes. You see, if you took the buy, the breakout, don't forget that you give back more than half. So imagine this, you made I don't know, whatever you make, $10,000, $5,000, you give back more than half, right? The 10K profit suddenly no, only left about 4K profit. Then you exit the trade here, then it goes up again. So it goes up. Always remember, trade zone is going to take some off. That's not the intraday trade. Very important. If you keep it, if you just sell here and then you just try to exit there, well, see, when it came down here, you give back more than half. So don't be that guy. Try not to be that guy. Okay. Right. So that's your yen. I think suddenly feel that's about it. Dex, baby. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is also interesting. It might come all the way here. That's what I'm saying. Right? So just compare my charts. It might trickle all the way down. See, it's a low, slow crawl. So it's a question mark here. Is it going to reach this target over there? Will it? Let's also remember today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Is it going to make a last push before it moves back up? Many ways some people use stuff like but 271 is not such a strong target. Let me see. 50. 4 would be better. But in any case, don't pick this bottom for it to don't trading this type of retracements here. So I put a little X here, right? But trading this X, WX, Y, X, Z, this is not as easy as we think, right? Not so easy as this one might not be here, it might be over here only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So be very cautious. Whatever this is, it's tricky trading. It takes small swings to confirm whatever it is. So right now, all these moves down. Now we're somewhere in this third wave coming down. See WXY, we're somewhere in this third wave. So all this trading is done on very, very low time frame within this candles itself. Okay? These are 4-hour candles. Yeah. So we're telling this is like kind of nibbling at the what might be the end. So if you started to nibble somewhere here, perfect. But now you're nibbling somewhere here, a little bit sketchy, right? A little bit iffish. So it's just like saying if you were here, and then you thought impulse correction, impulse. Guess what? It didn't break the top. You broke the low, right? So, but if you had nibbled somewhere here to there, you're okay. But if you continue nibbling around here, you get killed. All right, killed. So now you are here. It's like saying possible this might be the end. So you start nibbling around here, you might get killed once this pulls back, right? So be very careful. Very, very careful. Much of the money is already made by the people who are on the right side. Okay. So okay, I'll end off here. Stay safe and let's see what happens to the markets next week. Bye-bye.